Now, with the 2024 summer transfer window officially closed and every League 2 club has had a couple of extra weeks to try and sign some free agents, a couple of days ago I went through and ranked every League 2 club's full transfer window. Today I'm going to be going through and predicting every League 2 club's signing of the season. Starting out firstly then with Morecambe FC, I'm going to go with George Ray. Yes, he is currently injured at the moment. He came off at half-time in their opening day 1-0 defeat away at Walsall and hasn't been seen since, so hopefully that's not a long-term injury. But Morecambe have made a lot of signings, but a lot of very average to poor sort of signings. Yes, they've got a lot of off-the-field issues, but the quality of a lot of their signings haven't been particularly amazing. I was really impressed by the signing though of George Ray. He comes in from Barrow on a 1-year contract. I would have taken him at Bradford City in all honesty, and I think that's a really good signing for the Shrimps. A lot of their other business and deals, I think they're probably National League sort of standard players, and I think if he's fit and available, he's one of the best central defenders in this division. You look at last season for Barrow, who were a promotion playoff chasing side. He made 41 League 2 starts at last campaign and he contributed to 13 clean sheets. I think he's a very solid defender at this level, and if Morecambe can keep him fit and available, I think he will be their signing of the season. Next up then we go to Accrington Stanley, and I'm going with Farrend Rawson. He's come in from Morecambe FC on a 2-year contract, and again, I look at Accrington's business. They've lost 3 or 4 of their better players from last season, and their recruitment largely has been in non-league, but I think Rawson is a very solid, steady away League 2 centre-back, and so far this season he has played all of their matches, and yes, they are yet to keep a clean sheet, but I do think he is a very solid defender for this level. Like I say, a lot of their business has been from non-league. They made a double swoop for the Boston United strikers from the National League North, who haven't had an amazing start to the season. To be fair, Tyler Walton from Southport has had a pretty strong start to the campaign. Overall though, I think out of all of their business, I think Rawson will come to be the best signing come the end of the season, so that's why I'm going with him. Carlisle United are up next then, and they've made some good signings this summer, to be fair. Charlie White comes in with proven pedigree from divisions above. They brought in some fullbacks from overseas, the likes of Archie Davies and Cameron Harper, but I think it's rare you see fullbacks really stand out as signings of the season. They'll have to have an elite level season. Obviously, so far it has been a pretty underwhelming year for Carlisle. Strong rumours at the moment. Mike Williamson is set to take over as their new manager or head coach, but in terms of their signing of the season, I'm going with Jordan Jones. Had a really weird time with Wigan, kind of left the club, then joined on a 1-month contract, but then terminated that after 2 weeks. He signed for Carlisle on a 3-year deal, and obviously I watched him play against my team Bradford City, and I thought he had a really good performance on that day, and I do think he is a very good player for this level. I think he'll get loads of goals, loads of assists this season. Only played the 3 games so far, but he is still building up match fitness. He's a very good player for this level. Like I say, loads of goals, loads of assists is something that I do expect from him. At just 29 years of age, he is now coming into his prime as well, so I'm going to go with Jordan Jones as Carlisle United's signing of the season. After that, we move on to Grimsby Town, and I'm going with Jason Daddy Van Thorsen. Apologies if I have pronounced that wrong, but I think he will end up being their signing of the season. I also do like the signing of George McEachran, who's come in from Swindon, but I think at 24 years of age, they've obviously paid a little bit of money for the Icelandic forward, and he's got a goal and an assist so far this season. And Grimsby haven't had an amazing start to the campaign, scored against my team Bradford City, and I think he's going to be a bit of a threat at this level, playing on that right hand side with Vernon on the left, Danny Rose through the middle. It's a very good League 2 front 3 in all honesty. I think Svan Thorsen will turn out to be a really good coup for the Mariners. Scored loads of goals and got loads of assists in the Icelandic division last season, and I think on the whole for me, I think he will turn out to be their best signing this season. Potentially managerless MK Dons are up next then, and I was very close to going for Liam Kelly, and I think that would obviously be very understandable, but I think if you lose Liam Kelly, there is adequate replacements for him. The likes of Tom Carroll, for example, can play in that position and probably do a very good job. I'm going with Aaron Namane. I feel like they needed to improve in the right wing back department, with obviously Cameron Norman leaving the football club, and I was surprised to see him make that switch from Notts County over to MK Dons, but I think Namane can be a very good player for this level. So far this season, he has already chipped in with the 2 assists, and last campaign for Notts County at this level, he got 8 goals and 3 assists, so very good, very productive from that right wing back department. Got 2 assists against Carlisle as well a couple of weeks ago, and I think if they take Namane out of the side, who's really going to fill in as a quality right wing back for MK Dons? I don't really see it, so I'm going with Aaron Namane. Michael Flint at Cheltenham Town have signed so many players this summer, it was hard to keep up. They've basically had a full squad revamp, so a lot of players to go through and choose from. I'm going with Luke Young, the former Wrexham AFC captain, 31 years of age, at central midfielder, a goal and 2 assists for him already so far this season. That's coming in his last 4 matches as well. He's played 5 in the league so far this season, and I think he is a very good player for this level. I was surprised to see Wrexham pick him up. In all honesty, that's got to be family reasons or something like that, because I think he'd be a very good recruit for a team that are challenging for promotion this season, the likes of Bradford City. I would have taken him as backup for Richie Smallwood, but I think he's a very good player for this level, and looking at all of Cheltenham's business, they have made some good signings. I think Luke Young, though, for me, is the pick of the bunch. Swindon Town are up next then, and I'm going with Ollie Clark. Again, there was a few solid options in there. I like some of their signings, but I think Ollie Clark, for me, is the best of the bunch. He probably would have stayed with Mansfield if it wasn't for family reasons. He is now 32 years of age and probably wants to be a little bit more settled down south as well, but I think he would have done a very good job for the Stags this season in League One. Obviously, they have replaced him with Keanu Bacchus, but I think he has been appointed as their club captain, and for me personally, I think he'll turn out to be their sign of the season, although Will Wright is not too far behind. Colchester United are up next then, and I'm going with Jack Payne. Again, I was very surprised to see him go to Colchester, in all honesty. I thought he would have rejoined MK Dons on a permanent basis, but at 29 years of age, potentially a bit of a football slag. You know, he's played for a lot of clubs in the lower levels of England, but I think he's a very, very good player. He's already got a goal this season, already got 3 assists in there as well, and I think that is very impressive, to be fair. Got a goal and an assist in their EFL Cup match against Reading as well. He's a very productive player, very intelligent in terms of knowing where to play the ball, his timing of his runs, all that sort of stuff. Like I say, I was very surprised to see him make that step over to Colchester, and I think he'll turn out to definitely be their sign of the season. But again, they've had some good business, they've made some really good signings, so it was quite hard to pick. I would still say though that Jack Payne was the pick of the bunch. Before we do go any further though with today's video, make sure to drop a like on there for me. We are aiming for 150 likes on today's video, and don't forget as well to subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are now on the road to 11,000 subscribers. Get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below what club do you support and who do you think will turn out to be your team's signing of the season. Harrogate Town are up next then, and they made very few signings this summer, to be fair. I think only 3 on a permanent deal, but I'm going to go with Ellis Taylor. I think he has previously had time with the football club. 2 goals in the league and 1 assist in the cups for him so far this season. 6 appearances, 5 starts, and like I say, they haven't done much business, but I think Ellis Taylor will certainly turn out to be a decent deal. I think he's coming in from Sunderland's academy, 21 years of age, a lot of work still to be done for him, but I think he's a very steady away League 2 winger, so I'm going with Ellis Taylor as Harrogate Town's sign of the season. Bromley FC are up next then, and I'm going with loanee Ben Thompson. I think this is the first time in this video that I've picked an actual loanee. I was very close to going for Marcus Dinanga. He's obviously coming up from Gateshead, but I think he might struggle for game time a little bit this season with how productive Michael Cheek will turn out to be, but I was very impressed with the signing of Ben Thompson. Again, he's had a fair few clubs recently, a struggle really to find a home. I was brilliant for Portsmouth many seasons ago in, I think, League 1, and then since then he's kind of been bouncing around a few clubs. Millwall, I think he's had time at, most recently Stevenage as well, and now has joined Bromley on a season-long loan, but I think he'll turn out to be a really good signing for them. Already got a goal in his most recent match in their 4-2 defeat against Notts County, but I think he'll turn out to be a really good signing for Bromley and probably be quite key in their survival attempt. Nigel Adkins at Tranmere Rovers are up next then, and I was so close to going for Cameron Norman, and probably before a ball had been kicked I would have gone with Cameron Norman, but I'm going to go with Amari Patrick. I think he's got all the physical attributes to be a really successful signing at Tranmere. Already got 3 goals so far this season, averaged a goal every 106 minutes. That's 3 goals in 4 starts for him as well. No assists in there, but obviously bagged a brace against his former side Carlisle, and I think Nigel Adkins is going to get the best out of Amari Patrick this season. Struggled last year with Sutton, in all honesty, and I think for me personally, I see Amari Patrick thriving under Nigel Adkins as a manager, and for me personally, I'm going with him as their sign of the summer or sign of the season, one of the two. Salford City are up next then, and I think the most surprising bit of business of the summer was them signing Hakeem Abdullah, obviously turned down a 3-year deal on probably decent money with Doncaster Rovers in hope for even more money. Rumours he wanted 10 grand a week this season, which is absolutely crazy. He's obviously gone to Salford on a 1-year deal and has only played the 2 games so far, only made the substitute appearances as well, but he's already bagged a brace in his most recent match against Cheltenham, obviously coming on off the bench, got an assist against Wrexham as well in the Football League trophy. So he's currently averaging a goal in the league every 31 minutes, which is absolutely crazy to say. Obviously, he was brilliant last season for Doncaster in the second half of the campaign and should have definitely stayed with them for this season, but undoubtedly he is Salford's best signing this summer for me. Fleetwood Town was a bit of a tricky one. They've had some good business this summer, the likes of Zech Medley and Elliot Bonds coming in, but I've gone with Mark Helm. Really impressed by his statistics from his time at Burton last season. He comes in on a 3-year contract, just 22 years of age, has only made the 3 league appearances so far this season and just the 2 starts. No goal contributions in there for him, but he's played quite a lot in the cup matches, and I feel like when he gets a consistent run of games in that team, I see Mark Helm turning out to be a really, really good signing for the Cods. Like I say, you could have gone Medley, you could have gone Elliot Bonds, but factoring everything in there, I think Mark Helm will turn out to be Fleetwood's signing of the season. Chesterfield FC are up next then, and they've had some really good business throughout the summer. The likes of Paddy Madden coming in, although he hasn't kicked a ball yet in a competitive match. Shea Dunkley coming in as well. But I'm going with the loan signing of Dylan Markande. I cannot believe and fathom how Chesterfield have managed to pull this off. He played against Bradford City in the Carabao Cup a couple seasons ago, and he absolutely tore us apart. Now with 2 further years of development under his belt, we now fast forward to obviously 2024. A goal and an assist in there for him already. 5 starts for him as well. I think he's going to be a brilliant signing for Chesterfield this season, and he's going to stay injury free, which is something I do think he has struggled with throughout his career. But if you can keep him fit and available, I see him being one of the best wingers in the division this season. It's an unbelievable bit of business for the Spirites. Newport County was a bit of a difficult one because they've signed a lot of players who I'm not really too familiar with, in all honesty, and obviously we're only a few games into the season. They've had a good start on the whole, but I do slowly see them sliding down that table. I'm going to go with central defender Kieran Brennan though. Obviously got a bit of proven pedigree and experience with Sheffield Wednesday, and he comes in on a permanent contract. His most recent league match was a 4-1 defeat at home to Port Vale, where he actually got sent off in that game. I'm going to assume for a professional foul, but who really knows? Newport fans, let me know down in the comment section down below. Apparently, according to SofaScore, his weaknesses are his error proneness and discipline. So maybe I've dropped a bit of a clanger with this one, but I barely heard of any of the Newport signings. Brennan was someone that I have heard of. I have to pick somebody. He has kept the 1 clean sheet so far this season, and defensively looks okay with 1 interception, 2.6 tackles and 5.6 clearances per game as well. He wins 73% of his ground duels, but if I have to predict somebody, I'm going with Kieran Brennan to be Newport's signing of the summer. After that, we move on to Crewe Alexandra, and I think you could pick any of their 3 permanent signings, the likes of James Connolly, the likes of, is it Jake or Jack Lancaster, who's come in from Cambridge, but I'm going with Max Sanders. I think I was surprised to see him make that step down into League 2. I thought he was very good, to be fair, for Leyton Orient last season in League 1 in the minutes that he did have. So far this season, he has played in all of their matches, and yes, no goal contributions, but he keeps the ball very tidy. 89% passing accuracy in his own half and a 60% passing accuracy in the opposition half. Averages 2.8 tackles and 4 balls recovered per game as well. I think statistically, he's a very, very good at central midfielder. Wins over 60% of his ground duels and nearly 70% of his aerial duels. I think he'll turn out to be a really, really good signing for the Railway men. Before we do go any further though with today's video, don't forget to drop a like on there for me. We are aiming for 150 likes on today's video, and don't forget as well to subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're now on the road to 11,000 subscribers. Get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Who do you think will turn out to be your club's signing of the season? A few of the big hitters coming up next then, and now we move on to Port Vale, the team who are occupying that final spot just outside of the playoff places at this moment in time, and I'm going with Jayden Stockley. They've made a number of very, very good signings this summer, and I could hear the argument for all of them. George Byers on paper was the best signing, but he was injured for the start of the season and hasn't been amazing so far, but I guess he is still building up match fitness. I'm going with Jayden Stockley. I think you look at the results from when Stockley's been fit and available to when he hasn't, it's night and day. He is so key to the way that Darren Moore wants to play. They're winning a lot of football matches since he has come back from his injury, and for me personally, I see him turning out to be a really successful signing. 5 appearances, but only the 2 starts. 2 goals for him so far in the league, averaging a goal every 122 minutes with an 18% goal conversion rate. No assists for him, but he played a big part in the goal that Newport scored at home to Chesterfield the other day, where I think Ethan Chislett found himself on the score sheet. Overall for me though, I think Jayden Stockley will turn out to be the valiant signing of the season. My own team at Bradford City are up next then, and I haven't gone with Anthony Sarcevic, which on paper would obviously be the signing of the summer, but in terms of who I think will be most impactful for us this season, I'm going to check Diabate. Now, we've had a major injury crisis in defence so far this season. We've got 6 centre-backs already, and we're still looking to recruit more because we're constantly seeing players go down with injury injury. We've got 4 centre-backs currently unavailable, and it's meant we had to sign check Diabate on deadline day. He's played a couple of matches in the Football League Trophy and a couple in the league as well for us so far. I think he's played in 4 matches. He's already kept a clean sheet, and I think defensively he looks absolutely brilliant. The amount of aerial duels and tackles he wins, his interceptions are brilliant, and I've been a big fan of Diabate so far this season, so I think he'll turn out to be our signing of the season. Now, Exeter do have the option to recall in January, which is a little bit of a concern for me, but I'm hoping if he hits 20 league matches, for example, then we do get to keep him for the remainder of the season, because so far I think he's been absolutely brilliant, and he was excellent on Tuesday night away at Mansfield. Yes, in the EFL Trophy, but to go there, keep a clean sheet and be comfortably man of the match, he was absolutely brilliant, and I think he'll turn out to be our signing of the season. Might be controversial, Bradford fans. Let me know your thoughts down below. Doncaster Rovers was a little bit of a tricky one, but I'm actually going to go with Billy Sharp. I feel like if he gets to 10 league goals this season, he's already on 3, so I think that's definitely very achievable, but 10 being the bare minimum. Also, I want to factor in he's already got 1 assist so far this season, 4 starts for him, 4 goal contributions, average a goal every 105 minutes with a 38% goal conversion rate. Statistically, he has been very good, and that's not including some of his goals in cup competitions and all that sort of stuff. But I think with that sentimental value also added on to Billy Sharp, we come to the end of the season, if he has hit double figures for goals and got a couple of assists in there as well, Doncaster fans will definitely be saying Billy Sharp turned out to be their sign of the summer. Some people might be questioning that Sharp was past it, but he's proven so far he's definitely there to be competitive. He's benched Joe Ironside as well. Obviously, their most recent match against Harrogate, it didn't turn out amazing for them, losing 2-0 away from home. On the whole, though, for me, I think Billy Sharp will turn out to be Donny's signing of the season. AFC Wimbledon are up next then, and to be fair, they have made some good signings so far this summer, but I'm going to go with Riley Harbottle. He's played 4 games for them so far in all competitions, 3 in the league, and they're yet to concede a goal since he has been playing. And obviously Bradford City play against Wimbledon this weekend, so hopefully we can break that record, but they're going to be buzzing after obviously winning their derby last week. Fingers crossed they've got too high though, and now we can catch them while they are a little bit lower. But defensively, absolutely brilliant so far this season. Was excellent for Mansfield a couple of seasons ago. His time at Colchester didn't really work out, but I think he'll turn out to be a brilliant signing for Wimbledon, and the fact they've got him on a permanent deal is unbelievable. I would have loved him at Bradford City. He's there permanently though, and I think he'll turn out to be their sign of the season pretty comfortably as well. Walsall FC are up next then, and I'm not going to lie, I wasn't massively impressed with a lot of their business throughout the summer, but Albert Adoma has proven to be a really good signing so far. Yes, he's 36 years of age, and some people might have been doubting him, but he's already got a goal, already got an assist. Unfortunately, that was against my team Bradford City in the last minute last weekend, but he's created 3 big chances, averages 1 key pass per match as well, and I think he'll turn out to be a brilliant signing for him. He's actually yet to start a league match according to SofaScore, but I was convinced he started in the match where they battered Swindon away from home. I clearly have no idea. He's only averaging 28 minutes per game, so it's clear to see that Sadler is managing his body and all that sort of stuff, but he's proving to be an absolutely brilliant signing for them so far, and I think on the whole he'll turn out to be a really good bit of business. It definitely won't be that goalkeeper, the little shit. Not many teams left to go through in today's video, but Theo Vassell is not the team, he is the player for Barrow AFC that I'm going with. And I look again at Barrow's business, not a lot really stands out for me, but Theo Vassell I think has had a really good start to the season. 2 goals for him already in the league so far, got an assist in the EFL Cup as well when they beat Port Vale 3-2 at home, and I think defensively very solid in there. Already kept the 3 clean sheets, and they kind of had a bit of a swap with Salford for, is it James Chester, and I think Barrow have definitely come out of that with the better player, obviously much younger as well, and I think on a 1-year deal that will turn out to be a really good signing for the Bluebirds, and I think Theo Vassell will turn out to be their signing of the season. Gillingham FC was a little bit of a tricky one because obviously they have made a fair amount of decent signings in the summer, but I'm going to go with Jack Nolan. Obviously paid a little bit of money for him, I think due to compensation in the summer. He's played all 6 of their league matches so far, already got a goal, already got an assist, and I think going forward is a very dangerous player for this level. Already created 2 big chances, averages 1 key pass per game as well, and while obviously he scored on the opening day against Carlisle and hasn't really done much since, I think he will turn out to be a really good signing on the whole, so I back him to turn out to be Gillingham's signing of the season. And finally we go to Notts County. Again, they've done a lot of business this summer, but the best piece for me is definitely Matty Platt. Was probably one of, if not the best centre-backs in the division last season. I've banged on all summer about how much of a blow this is for Bradford City. If we still had Matty Platt, I'd be backing us to win at the league title this season. Unfortunately though, we have Neil Byrne. He's played 6 matches performances for them so far this campaign. Kept the 2 clean sheets, aerially absolutely brilliant, wins nearly 75% of his aerial duels, wins 69% of his ground duels as well. 2 tackles per game, 4.7 balls recovered and 4.7 clearances per match as well. Yes, his passing ability isn't amazing, but to be fair, he's had a 91% successful pass rate so far this season, but I guess playing in the middle of a back 3, it is pretty easy to do that. On the whole though, for me, I think he'll definitely turn out to be their sign of the season. They needed to improve in their defence. Matty Platt definitely does do that. Despite all of their amazing attacking talent they've got, Matty Platt for me will be a brilliant signing for them this season. And there we go then, I have predicted every League 2 club's potential signing of the season. Let me know down below, do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Peace.